Starship Troopers, released in 1997. Directed by Paul Verhoeven, director of films such as RoboCop, Total Recall, and Hollow Man. The cast includes Casper Van Dien, Denise Richards, Dina Meyer, and Neil Patrick Harris, along with other notable names. Starship Troopers takes place in a distant future. The Earth is at war with a race of giant alien insects. Little is known about these bugs, except that they are intent on the eradication of all human life. Johnny Rico is a young student dating a girl named Carmen. When Carmen decides to join the military to become a pilot, Johnny follows and joins a mobile infantry that travels to distant alien planets to take the war to the bugs. A fight to ensure the safety of the human race. Starship Troopers is definitely one of a kind. It's really hard to wrap my head around this film. I feel like a film producer walked into his backyard and then saw his kid killing ants with toy soldiers and said, "Hey, that's not bad. Let's throw a high school romance in there." Then boom, Starship Troopers is born. And believe me, I don't mean that as an insult towards this film. This movie was part of a handful of films that I would watch on a loop when I was younger. I had my own VHS player in my room, and if it wasn't this movie playing, it was either The Matrix, The Mummy, or Godzilla, along with a few others. But just like these movies, I was amazed with how real everything looked. Nowadays, when I watch this movie, it's for the nostalgia feeling more than anything. Yes, some of the CG looks a little outdated, but not by much. And one thing I've come to realize as I got older was how cheesy the dialogue can be at times, but it's never to the point where I cringe. For the most part, everyone does their job to deliver a convincing performance. But at the end of the day, I'm not reviewing this movie for its dialogue. There's just something about the blockbuster movies created in that era of Jurassic Park. They all still hold up very well. Now, I'm not saying this movie is on Jurassic Park's level, but I think a lot of the special effects to use in this movie look better than some of the stuff I see today. Again, that's because a great percentage of their effects were achieved practically. Starship Troopers was created with a similar mix of miniature effects, animatronics, and CGI, with each technique carefully chosen to suit its particular sequence, resulting in some really cool convincing bug designs and action sequences. And I just love how gory some of the scenes could be. And they make the bugs really vicious, which makes sense. There's no mercy in the world of insects. So it really makes you think how things would play out if we had human-sized bugs walking around. Something else that I think that's really cool that this film has is the propaganda segments they have throughout this film. These segments definitely add some humor, but most importantly, they add a real-world element to the film that helps sell the story of a human race at war with an alien race. I don't think today's studios would take a risk to make a movie like this anymore. Nowadays, it's either supposed to be a guaranteed Oscar or a franchise that sparks an interconnected universe. Though, I've heard some rumors of a remake for some time now, and I wouldn't mind that, but they do have some high expectations to live up to. So finally, how would I rate this film? When I think of Starship Troopers, what comes to mind is Marble Jack cheese. It crosses my path once in a blue moon, and it's cool. I mean, it can pretty much go on everything. Burgers, sure. Sandwiches, why not? But pizza? Yeah, sure. But only because I didn't have mozzarella in my fridge at the time. And that's what this movie is. A perfect substitute for that award-winning film you've been telling yourself to watch for weeks now. A film that brings joy to that inner 8-year-old in all of us. Well, I hope you liked this review, and remember,
the only good bug is a dead bug.
And if you enjoyed this, please hit that like button and subscribe for film-related content.
Sir, I don't understand. Who needs a knife in a nuke fight anyway? All you gotta do is push a button. Sir?
Cease fire. Put your hand on that wall, trooper. Put your hand on that wall! The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.